But our work in the schools leads us to some neighborhoods that are not very viable and are not targeted at peers. So I would invite your comment about the correlation between crime and non-viability neighborhoods and how they're to be addressed, because yes, we want to build up what's substantial and there already and keep it good, but restoring these areas, which are in some sense not populated and fully populated. How do you see that?
So it's always a really hard question why we're working in some areas and not others, and I don't actually have the full answer to that, but I just want to preface, and we can get you more detailed response, but just want to preface that planning efforts is only one of many city initiatives. So even though there's a lot of press given to the planning process and the categories that we're investigating in terms of how do we spur capital improvement projects, all the citywide initiatives, either through the police department or stakeholders in the neighborhood or beautification efforts happening at all levels of the agencies, are still in neighborhoods where we may not be doing concentrated planning, but there are still a lot of efforts happening on those lines.
Flooding has been a real issue in Detroit, and I'm wondering, is there a department that's working on infrastructure issues because of the inadequacy of our sewage system?
Right, so fix and maintain the existing infrastructure. In any of the streetscape improvements, we're looking at more improved drainage, infrastructure for that. All the plans also look at and almost mandate green water infrastructure, so if we're doing landscapes along that has to be part of it. If we're doing vacant land strategies, stormwater is part of that.
Just if we start thinking about things differently with different frames, we see things that we otherwise wouldn't. The broken infrastructure on water and other places, through the lens that I'm suggesting, is actually archaeological evidence of structural racism, right? So if we start understanding it and seeing it and connecting the dots, we have a different realization, and that would think about also the causes and solutions. The second thing that I would say, if we take this notion of an isolated neighborhood economy seriously, then we actually have what an economist would call a different capital labor ratio. So if labor is cheaper, right, as it is in the neighborhoods, then you use more labor and less capital.
I am from the 8 Mile Road in Wyoming area, Burwood, where the wall is. And right now, the community is trying to hold on to the Johnson Recreation Center and the Joe Louis Field. Are you familiar with that situation? Mm-hmm. How the Jesuits are trying to purchase the building? And many people in the community do not want that to happen because it'll be rezoned from institutional to, from recreational to institutional. And they know that the taxes in the community will go up. And there's other situations that the members of the community are very much concerned with.
Yeah. My just sort of quick answer is that a lot of people are invisible. Right? And that's why I'm saying that notion of trying to really think about building self-determination as both an economic and as a political matter, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that power structures respond to.